Good evening and welcome to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 46. We have part 2 of our tobacco conversation with Mike from Pipe and Tamper. But first, Tim, read him the mbsdpipes.com Prop 69 warning.
Oh, warning. This podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the state of California, right, Mike? To cause cancer. Everything causes cancer in California. How dare you? To avoid injury. That's Greta. To avoid injury, the sponsors of this podcast suggest you grow up.
No way, Tim. Before we go on too much further.
I specifically put this on my soundboard for you guys.
That's us. That's us.
There you go.
We got 2 great pipes for our next contest, which we've not come up with an idea with at all yet. So I just wanted to show them off. This is a Rossi poker. It is the Sarah model, rusticated. Very nice. And we also got a Vaughn, bent, appley, kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
Both of these are new old stock pipes that Mitchell and Sarah were kind enough to send us, and we thank mbsdpipes.com for
that Vaughn
keeping.
is probably filtered, right?
It is.
Yeah. Whereas the 7 or the Rossi is not. Oh, not probably. They're both filtered.
They're both filtered. I believe. Let me take a look.
The Rossi should probably have a balsa.
Filter. Balsa.
And the other like a 9 mil filter in it.
Well, they're all made
really
9.
Well made.
All Savinellis and Rossis are made 9 millimeter, and they put in the stupid 6 millimeter adapter to them and send them to America with the 6 millimeter because of the influence of Dr. Grabo and Medico. You know, the 6 millimeter filter that not my favorite, but they're all right. You know, if you like filtered pipes.
That's 6 millimeter. All that is just a wad of paper.
Well, this is the like balsa, just a triangle of balsa. So.
Oh, okay. You know, the 9 mil, the balsa that fits the 9 mil stem.
Mm-hmm.
I actually prefer. I only have a couple of filtered pipes, but and I usually smoke them without filters in them. Mm-hmm. But when I do put a filter in them, I prefer the balsa wood as opposed to the paper ones. That's just me.
I have both. I have jars of both of them. I typically don't smoke a lot anymore because I used the Nording stones in the bottom of the bowl now.
Yeah.
And kind of gave up on filters when I started doing that. So, and it takes a mountain of moisture out, and that's the key for me.
Do you do that with every pipe you smoke?
Just about, yeah. Bent ones are more than billiards.
So how does that work? You put the tobacco directly on top of that?
Yep.
And then you dump it all once you're done?
Yep, pretty much. Put 5 or 6 stones at the bottom.
So I'm naive when it comes to those stones because I've never used them. I'm aware of them. They're not reusable?
Oh, they're extremely reusable.
Well,
but do you reuse them?
No, you. I suppose you could if you really worked at it, but no, I just
you just pop them in your mouth and suck the tar off of them. They're not so bad.
Of course.
Thank you, Tim. Someone you realize, of course, Tim, that if we didn't read the disclaimer, we'd be, oh, Jim, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe just sent us a letter, and we need to appear in court. So anyway, we were talking off air. Two youths. Yeah, we were talking off air about stuff in general, and. You know what? I'm going to talk about going to Houston this weekend, which was a lot of fun. I was in a hurricane. Well, it really wasn't a hurricane. It was like a tropical storm, but it was 85-mile-an-hour winds. And it was fine until Sunday morning or late Sunday night, early Monday morning when the power went out and stayed out until I left. And if you've never been on the 5th floor of a hotel where there's no power, no ice, and you have to drive 20 miles in the opposite direction of where you're at to even get food after walking down 5 flights of stairs. No.
Is this a place you want to live?
Not particularly. A long time ago when I was in junior high, my mother had a job with the government, and she moved us to Houston. And I prayed hard for about 6 months that, God, if you get me out of Houston, I promise I'll never live there again. So
you can't break that promise.
I can't break that promise. So we're moving to Florida, and I'm wearing my Florida hat tonight. So there you go.
That was super interesting.
Really? Thanks, Mike. Anyway, next week's show.
What a dick Mike is.
Nothing changes, Mike. But it was really wild because the power went out for like 2.7 million people. And I was talking to a police officer that had stopped in the hotel just checking on people. And I said, what the hell happened? He goes, right now, the power company thinks that 600 trees fell over onto power lines. It's going to be a while before we can get them all cut down and get them put back up. I'm like,
that's assuming you can get through the roads to do it.
Texas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not in West Texas. Yeah, but there's so less trees than there were a while ago.
I drove down with my brother. This is a couple years ago on a pig hunting trip. We drove all the way from Ohio to south of San Antonio to go pig hunting. Worst trip I ever had. We went to a lot of breweries, and every night we stopped at a brewery or a bar or something. But Texas, man, fuck that place. I'll never go back there.
I loved San Antonio. There are places in Texas that I love. I actually like Dallas-Fort Worth. I love San Antonio. I just don't care for Houston. Galveston Bay, spectacular. Corpus Christi's nice. There's a bunch of cool places in Texas. I don't like Houston very much. Not my thing. So anyway, I don't want to talk about it. No, I just don't. So I'm not gonna. If you guys want to talk about it, feel free. Fire away.
What? No idea what's going on there. But we have better things to talk about.
That's right.
Let's talk about something else.
This show is above that. It's above talking dirt.
It is, and that's
get you anywhere.
No,
doesn't.
I don't need somebody else living rent free in my head. Let's just move on.
Let's move on. So, Mike, when we had you on last time, we were talking about tobaccos, and Tim and I continued on, and we did our top fives, and we talked about your top fives.
Hey, sorry, but I thought I lost this in the car wreck. I just found it on my desk. It was under a pile of papers. Yay for me. Carry on.
Because it's extremely difficult to replace Zippos if lost in a car wreck.
This is my Ohio Briar Zippo that Dan gave me.
Okay.
And it has my the insert in it.
Some personal meaning. Is it a pipe insert?
Yes.
Or is it a butane?
It's a butane lighter insert.
Is that the Thunderbird, or is that the Zippo one?
Yeah, Thunderbird. It's a Thunderbird.
Yep.
Thunderbird.
I actually went and met up with Anthony from Castle Briars on Saturday and got a Castle Briars Zippo, which I thought was cool. Laser edge.
How come I'm the only one without a fancy lighter?
Mike, they're $17.99. Grab one. You're good.
Speaking of Thunderbird, when I was in high school,
you drank a lot of Thunderbird?
Oh, no.
And it was like, what's the word? Thunderbird. What's the price? 50 twice. It was $1 for a bottle.
Oh, man. We're going to talk about Boone's Farm, too? That's who.
The go-to alcohol.
Oh, I had that. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't eat strawberries for a year.
Oh, man. No, I don't want to do. I don't want to go back to.
You throw up your spleen on the front yard with Strawberry Hill Boone's Farm. You're not going to eat strawberries for a while.
No, probably not. So, Mike, let's talk about your AAA tobaccos, and tell us about why you like them so much.
Is that all we're going to do? Is talk about my tobaccos?
No, I'm going to talk about.
We're going to share.
Yeah, we're all going to share. Yeah.
You want me to go to?
We'll take a turn.
all 5 of mine at once, or are we going to rotate? How's this going to work?
Why don't we just rotate around? So you go, Tim goes, I'll go. And
I don't like that idea. You guys are so well planned. That's why I like coming on this podcast.
This isn't
Well,
rocket science.
Don't get used to
telemetry.
it. Don't get used to it, Mike.
Okay.
Don't get comfortable.
Let me minimize my unwanted Chrome browser here so I can open up. Oh, there we go. So I want to preface this by saying I am not an expert on tobacco, and I am far from it. The tobaccos I like are all very similar. So I went through my cellar, all of it, to pick out 5 blends that I thought that your listeners would enjoy. One of them is a unicorn blend, and I'm going to highly recommend it, but I'm also going to highly recommend not buying it because it's effing expensive.
All right.
And out of the 5, 3 of them are bulk blends, believe it or not.
There we
go. I'm going to start with a blend. It's one that you're all probably familiar with. I have 4 pounds of this jarred in 8-ounce mason jars, as you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dark. A gentleman by the name of Joe Langford created this blend along with a whole bunch of other fine smoking tobaccos for Seattle Pipe Club's brand.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Plum Pudding Reserve. It's a little bit different than Plum Pudding. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, other than it's tastier. I know that for a fact. But Plum Pudding Reserve is a Seattle Pipe Club blend, and it is a Balkan. And so, hold on one second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. It is a Balkan that comes in 4-ounce tins, and inside that tin is a cake. It's a very all of them that I opened up when I jarred them were very soft, easy to break apart cakes. The contents of this blend are Black Cavendish, Latakia, Oriental, Turkish, Preek, and Virginias. There's actually a little bit of everything in there. I'm sorry. It is a plug and not a cake. So that's my mistake. So a plug and not a cake. And it does come in 4-ounce tins. I'm going to open this and smell it real quick. I haven't opened any of these. This one I jarred in 2018. I've not opened it since. It's still very moist. And it smells a lot like most Balkan / sort of middle of the road English blends. It's very smoky. It's very dark, and you can attribute that to a couple things. It being aged 6 years and the Black Cavendish.
Nice.
And I think why I like this blend so much and why it makes, and I have a lot of favorite blends. I smoke every day. Sunset Harbor Flake, that does not make my list during this episode because we all know I smoke Sunset Harbor Flake, and it would be stupid of me to talk about that today. This smokes incredibly well. It's very smoky. It smokes just like it smells. It's very campfirey, as a lot of pipe smokers sort of attribute to a Latakia blend. Again, this is a Balkan blend and not a Latakia blend. But I think what makes this work are the Preeks and Virginias in it, mixed with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So they're hard to detect, especially if you're a newer pipe smoker. It's hard to pick up on those Virginias and Preeks just because of the Latakia and Oriental Turkish in there.
Yep. Great blend. Have some of that in my cellar too. So
very good.
Yep. All right, Tim, what do you got to talk about? What's on your list?
Well, if anybody's listened to this show, you know that, I'm more of a Balkan, Latakia Balkan smoker. And so, a lot of the tobaccos that I tend to lean toward are in that realm. But I have basically three lanes that I stay in, and that's I love Black Cavendish and I love Balkans. But the first one I'll share with you is a little bit of an outlier, and it's a Cornell and Deal. It's Evening Rise.
Mm.
It's a when you read the label on the back, it's the first ingredient that's mentioned is burley. I'm generally wouldn't consider myself a burley smoker. Burley man, not a burley smoker.
You are a bit on the burley side.
Yeah, thank you. But this is burley, Latakia. It's got some Oriental in it, and that they list, and a couple of a dark-fired Virginia, a couple of Virginias. There must be enough. If you smell it, you can pick up the Latakia in it. That's the first thing that you smell. So it must. Maybe they got the order mixed up, or maybe they don't put them in the order of the largest component first.
I don't believe they do.
Okay. Well, anyway,
because if it did, and the first component is burley, right? You would be knocked out by burley.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely in there, but I like the mix, and it appeals to me. There's enough of the of what's familiar to me in there that that I can taste readily, but I can also taste the burley, and the mix is just the right balance. So and I don't go to it every day, but I got it sitting on my bench, and every once in a while when I want to take a walk on the wild side, I'll dip into that one, and it's usually always appeals to me.
All right.
So there you go.
All right. Excellent. Well, I'm going to talk about bulk blends that I've put in my cellar. And I am like Tim. I prefer Latakia and Perique blends. And the first one on my list is from Arango. It's called Balkan Supreme. It's Virginia, Latakia, Orientals, and Black Cavendish. And we talked about that a few weeks ago on Joe Stanion's article where what's a Balkan, what's an English. Well, I think Balkan Supreme is one of the more underrated Balkan blends that's out there. I absolutely love it. I think I have 2 pounds of it. It's available in 16 ounces, and it's fairly reasonable. 16 ounces is $50 from Smoking Pipes right now today. So it's a very reasonably priced blend.
That's a lot of tobacco for $50 too. I mean, a pound is a lot of pipe tobacco.
Absolutely, and it's just a wonderful smoke. The Latakia is obviously present. The Virginia's, what I really like about it is the constant Oriental flavor that you get from it. That warm incense kind of flavor that Orientals impart, and I think it's an absolutely wonderful Balkan. So I was first on mine. Mike, you're up.
Nice.
All right. Where do we go next? One of the very first Englishes I discovered. This was really the blend that got me hooked on English blends and had me doing research on pipe tobacco. It's Peter Stokeby number 52, proper English. And I'm down to just this. I had 2 or 3 of these around, but I've gone through quite a bit of it. Though, admittedly, I have not opened this one in probably a year, and it is dated April 18th. This was the last time I had that open. I'm gonna smell that. This is a bulk blend, so you can get it pretty cheap. I didn't check the prices. That's just a good old-fashioned proper / old English blend.
And that's Newminster proper English?
No, it's Peter Stokeby number 52.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And it smells glorious. It's not complex at all. It's got Latakia, Oriental Turkish, and Virginias in it. It's what makes it so good is the engineering behind the blend, how well it has aged, how inexpensive it is because it's a bulk. I don't imagine it's any more than $350 an ounce. You looking that up?
Yep. On Smoking Pipes right now today, it is $51.57 for 16 ounces.
Perfect. And it is a ribbon cut, and it's in bulk. And originally, obviously, it's from Denmark. This particular blend, Stokkeby family is from Denmark. So,
Excellent.
like I said, all these choices are pretty similar from my end. That's one Balkan and one English, and I highly recommend, like, because it's so affordable. You don't have to buy a pound. I never recommend to anybody to buy a pound of tobacco unless you're actually find yourself smoking a lot of it. Buy an ounce of it and give it a try. And that's like a good old fashioned proper English. Like if you were to go over like to London and find a pipe shop and get some of their proper English, you might end up with Peter Stokkeby number 52.
Peter Stokkeby number 52, and I'm on tobacco pipes because Smoking Pipes is currently out of it. Is 51.52 as well. So another very reasonable bulk blend. And, you know, if you just wanted to get 1 ounce just to try it, it's $4.01. So it's like, you know,
a little bit more.
Yeah. You know,
but like, what a deal. Buying in bulk is what I meant.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we had Jay on, and Tim and I have talked about this before, when you're trying stuff, buy an ounce of it, you know. You know, okay, so I want to try 10 blends. Okay, at $4, that's $40 shipping, $50. You get to try 10 blends.
Money well spent.
Absolutely. All right, Tim, what do you want to talk about?
Well, so moving on to Balkans. You know, you've made, Jim, a number of Balkan blends for me. There's, you know, Thomas's, and then the Beaumont Supreme, and then you made just a flat out Balkan, and all those are great. Those are actually the ones that I prefer to smoke. Now the other but bringing up the rear is Sobrani. Got some Sobrani Balkan.
Okay.
It's good. I you know, I like it. It's, you know, it's something different in the Balkan range. I personally don't taste it as being as well balanced as the blends that I've gotten from you.
Okay.
That is just my opinion. That's, you know, that's really about all I can say about it. There's a balance to it that, see, with me, and the way that I appreciate pipe tobacco is I either like it or I don't. And
but you like this one enough to talk about it, obviously.
Well, right, and so but there's like, well, but here's the thing though, is the three that I mentioned that you've made for me, Jim, I can have interchange either one of those anytime. The Sobrani, for example, and I have other Balkans too that are, you know, store bought. And there's some days that I'll try it. It's like, it's just not hitting it today. And then other days it's delicious. So I don't know what it is, whether it's something I've eaten beforehand or, you know, the coffee I drank or whatever, but yours always hit the spot, but some of these, sometimes not so much. But it's good enough to talk about. And, you know, if you like Balkan, I'd recommend getting yours. But if you want to buy one off the shelf, that Sobrani's a good one.
Yeah. All right. We'll allow it. You know, Mike, have you found that your tastes have changed over the years since you started smoking a pipe? Or have you been fairly consistent throughout the journey?
I've been, I would say I've been fairly consistent over the last 5 years. I think first 3 years I was pretty much trying everything I can get my hands on, and without really knowing it, narrowing down what I really like. And then I think when we talked last, it was either 2019 or 2020, I discovered Sunset Harbor Flake, and I knew that like this was going to be my forever blend.
Yeah.
I still smoke other blends, but quite honestly, not nearly as much as Sunset Harbor Flake.
All right. Fair enough. Next on my list, another excellent bulk blend. And this is why I fell in love with the story of Kramer's. You know, the blends that they made for Hollywood celebrities, you know, and Father Dempsey.
It's the Hollywood Smoke Shop, right?
Yep. That's the Hollywood Smoke Shop. And, you know, Cary Grant would go in. All of the famous pipe smokers in that era would go to Kramer's, and he made the local Catholic priest went in and said, you know, I'm looking for X, and they came up with Father Dempsey's blend. And I have, again, it's another couple of pounds of it. I absolutely love it. It's just one of those blends that resonated with me.
Is that a bulk blend?
It is. It's a bulk blend. It is currently out of stock at Smoking Pipe. So let me check what it is on.
And that's Father Dempsey, right?
Father Dempsey. That is correct.
I thought I saw that in a tin. Well, they probably
it also comes in a tin, but you can get it in bulk. So
okay.
Let's see. Kramer's, JK. No, they don't sell Kramer's at. Okay, so I have no.
I think Kramer's is now a Cornell and Deal blend, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I believe if you go to their website, so it's probably why it's only available at Smoking Pipes, one of theirs.
Probably. But you could probably go into pretty much any brick and mortar and find it there.
Yeah.
If it's in stock, of course.
Yeah. And it's just a delightful English. It is the Virginias that they use in it, the Orientals that they use in it, pair together extremely well. It's just one of those wonderful, I'm going to sit down and enjoy my pipe kind of smokes, and I really like Father Dempsey. So if you're going to, and again, I'm talking about bulk blends. You know, when you found the blend that you like, and the great thing about, again, bulk blends, you can buy an ounce. You know, you don't have to buy a full 10. You can buy an ounce and, you know, run a couple of bowls through the pipe and see what you think. So
yeah, when I found myself going through just a shit ton of Sunset Harbor Flake, I reached out to Jeremy Reeves at Cornell and Deal, and I says, any plans in the future to make Sunset Harbor Flake a bulk blend? He says, no. They used to make 8-ounce tins, right? There used to be 4 2-ounce cans inside that. But he said, no. I said, all right, what do you all make that's similar to this? I'd like to save a few dollars when I buy a tin. And he did suggest a couple of different Cornell and Deal bulk blends. I forget what they were off the top of my head. And I tried them, but they were nothing quite like Sunset Harbor Flake for me.
Yep.
That's the great, you know, one of the many great things about pipe smoking, the hobby and the lifestyle is the availability of 1,000 different bulk blends, and these shops that are still left here in America across the country, being able to blend new stuff every day. Like you could have a new blend every day for 10 years and still look forward to another new blend every day for 10 years. That might be exaggeration, but
I don't think that you're wrong. The last time I counted, it was in the thousands of blends. You good? You're right. Tim, you okay there? You're
How
right?
dare you interrupt?
I was looking for, I saw earlier today, I just flashed across the thing. I was thumbing through YouTube stuff, and Wilson, Spurgeon Piper, had a thing on about Scandinavian buying McBaron.
Yeah, that news.
I didn't listen to it, but
Yeah.
Oh, is it? All right.
This is for you, Tim.
How dare you?
Oh, thank you. You know, we can't go a whole
Thank
day
you.
without Greta.
Thank you. I know.
Okay, so according to Pipes Magazine, there are currently 7,679 tobaccos listed.
Wow. So you could easily stretch that to 10 years, right?
Oh, if you had a new blend every day, you could go 20 years.
Because by the time you got through that 7,000 blends, you'd be old, but there'd be another couple thousand blends available, right?
Yeah, truly.
Oh yeah. You just keep
Truly.
making them. Yep.
And that was as of 2020.
You think about, the cost per weight per ounce of pipe tobacco versus what it costs to buy a pack of cigarettes is like $12 to $15, depending on where
if
you
you're
are.
in California, it's $18
crazy.
a pack, dude.
Oh, dude, it's
I know.
$16 a pack here in Colorado.
My dad used
crazy.
to buy a carton of cigarettes for $3 in the 70s.
Yeah.
And
they actually had
cigarettes.
And they had tobacco in them, not horse shit and lawn
they were
clippings.
Marlboros. All the cigarettes from like pre-1980 were all high grade, AAA branded. They weren't like this like Indian Chief or some third
American Spirit and
exactly. That's what I was thinking of. Anyway, just a huge amount of different tobaccos. So we recorded Pipe and Tamper this morning. We talked a little bit about cigars, and since I'm starting to sort of enjoy that part of the smoking hobby, I knew the cigar industry was huge, but the pipe and tobacco industry is really dwarfed by cigars.
Oh yeah, it's not close.
No, not even remotely. Anyway.
Yeah.
To self-promote the latest Pipe and Tamper cigar basics episode.
Okay. Here's the problem I have with why I enjoy pipe so much more. So if I buy a 2-ounce 10 for $12 to $18, depending on what you're looking at, and some you can find for 10, how many bowls can you get out of a 2-ounce 10?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Okay.
Yeah.
For the same $12, you can buy a good stick. One smoke, 45.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We certainly talked about it's, it's very subjective topic.
Yeah.
Pipe tobacco versus buying one cigar. So that's something we touched on.
Yep.
If you smoke the way I do, like I was talking about that, the Sobrani, one day I try it and it just doesn't taste good. I just dump it out and put something in I like.
Sure. And
you're not going to do that with a $15 cigar.
You're
going to smoke it until bitter
end.
end.
Sally forth and smoke that thing because it's so expensive.
All right.
Yeah. And, that's just my, periodic cheapness that I have. And to be honest, I like pipe. I smoked cigars for a long time. And when I get the new pipe and tobacco office set up, I'll put my cigar bands up. And I think I have 60, 70 cigar bands of things that I smoked regularly when I was smoking a cigar. And I just think pipe tobacco is superior.
Your money certainly goes a long way with pipe tobacco versus a cigar.
Yeah. All right, Mike, what's next on your list?
So I mentioned a unicorn blend.
Mm-hmm.
And I also mentioned that I'm going to highly recommend this blend because it's extremely satisfying and outstanding. But I'm also going to recommend that you not buy it because it's not cheap. Can you guys guess what it is?
An Esoterica?
It is an Esoterica blend. I was surprised at how many Esoterica blends I had when I was pulling this out. It's Penzance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep.
Penzance. As you can see, it's pitch black in color. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take it. I haven't opened this in 4 years. Good old ball jars. And man, have you guys had Penzance? Please tell me you have tried it.
I
At
have
least.
not.
I
have not.
I have tried it. It is after the McClellan blends. That's what people call me and say, "Can you make something that resonates similar to this?" And the answer is always, not really, but I can make you a pretty good blend out of the ingredients.
This is all I have left. There's probably 5 ounces left.
Mm-hmm.
One time I had about 2 pounds, but I've been smoking the pipe for 8 years now. I've been going through it. I bought several pounds of this in 2016 before it became sort of a unicorn blend.
Yep.
But it's a JF Germain, a product manufactured and blended by them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Balkan. It's very sweet. Balkan. It's not aromatic-y. It's got Latakia, Oriental, Turkish, and Virginia's. It comes in a flake and 50-gram tins and 8-ounce bags. And that's what I initially bought years ago. It was like, I think 4 8-ounce bags.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid retail for them, guys, like $40 a bag at the time.
Yeah, they're $44.20. $44.20 right now on tobacco pipes. They don't have any in stock. Nobody does, but
$44.20.
Yep.
For an 8-ounce bag.
Yep, and $19.99 for a 2-ounce tin.
Now go to Google and type in Esoterica Penzance for sale and see what the actual going price is, because there's no way you're getting this at retail anymore.
No, because they've made it Esoterica.
Again, it's a unicorn blend that, and I hesitated in bringing it out, but it's just that good.
Okay, Ewan Rees.
You're probably going to get all online or all retailers that sell it at cost.
Yep. Let's see. 4 noggins. You can get consignment tins at 4 noggins. And let's see how much they are. In Soda Bed, Esoterica, Brighton, Dorchester, Dunbar, Margate, P7, Penzance. They have a 2-ounce bag from 2012 for $235. They have a 2-ounce
2-ounce bag.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not even in the original tin anymore. It's in a bag. A tin.
Yeah, I could probably sell this probably for $400 easy.
Yeah. A 2-ounce tin from 2016 is $350 on 4 noggins.
It's crazy.
So after I jarred the rest of my Penzance up, I had an additional bag I contemplated selling, and so I did sell it because the price was too good. And it was probably when I jarred this in 2020, in February of 2020, I got $260 for that bag, and it was an 8-ounce bag, and that was 4 years ago. So that probably is at least $500 now. Those bags are.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
It's unreasonably priced, and it's not something I would ever recommend anybody buying. If you ever meet me at either a pipe show or at a pipe club meet, whether it be it in Fresno or Los Angeles, I will bring Penzance and share what I have with you, and you will agree it's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I have a what's left of a 2-ounce tin of Penzance, and it is fantastic tobacco. And Tim and I have talked about it before. This is what I don't like about it is that I don't really think it's a shortage of it. They just control it. It's one of those things where
they totally do.
It's De Beers.
Yeah.
Well, but no. I actually might argue that, Jim, and here's why. Jeff Germain and Sons, why would they control it? Because they're selling it at a much lower rate than $50 for a bag, right? They're selling it to retailers at retailer prices. Mm-hmm. So if they were really controlling it for the sake of making money, wouldn't they quadruple their prices?
So here's the conspiracy theorist cynic. Where are all these available tins? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, kiss my ass. Where are all these available tins coming from? You know, when you find them on Tin Bids and the other bidding sites.
Yeah.
And
So I don't know. So you're thinking maybe they're coming from the manufacturer?
If the manufacturer knows what the market is for, why would they leave that money on the table?
Well, and that's exactly why there's such a limited supply in, Edwards Pipe Shop here in Colorado got their shipment in, and two people called me and said, "Hey, you need to get down here. It's going fast." Because I think they got 2 boxes of whatever their allotment was, their allocation, and it was gone in 4 hours. But then suddenly, on Tin Bids, 2 days later, there's a rash of esoterica that showed up.
So and flipping it.
Yeah, and okay, I'm good with it. Do as you wish to do.
Yeah, but like I said from the get-go with these unicorn blends, they're fantastic, but don't buy them. They're not worth the money. And there are equally good blends that you can buy for $10 for 2 ounces.
Yeah, and there are a lot of blends that.
In fact, if you Google blends similar to Penzance, you come up with a dozen of them that are very close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to Google. I'm just saying it's,
yeah. But
you
can find.
What you want to do is you want to be the guy that the guy who has a buddy who has a boat. You don't own the boat. You get to ride on the boat. Your buddy's got the boat. Same thing with the
right here
with the tobacco.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Esoterica makes wonderful blends. It's just one of those that I've said on multiple occasions I won't buy just because I'm not paying $250 for a tin of anything ever.
Yeah, people call same here, dude. Nope, same here.
I love Acadian Perique from Mac Baron. That was discontinued. And people say, "Oh, it's on Tin Bids right now," and then you go on Tin Bids. It's like $74 a tin. Like, no, I'm
on pipesmagazine.com, and they're saying plum pudding is similar. I don't know that I agree with that altogether. They're also saying Old Ironside from Dan Tobacco is similar, but it's very difficult to get as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there are very similar blends to Penzance. All you have to do is look for them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tim, what's next on your list?
All right, well, I'm just going to this is not a blend. I've mentioned this one before. I just had some before I came in. And it's the Mac Baron Latakia Flake.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good backy.
Yep.
What do you mean it's not a blend?
It is a blend. It's a great blend. It is. It's not just Latakia. It's hold on. Yeah.
Well, then you stumped me. I thought it was just Latakia. I thought it says pure Latakia.
Wait, you're smoking pure Latakia like a mixing blend?
Yeah, so
like 100% Latakia?
The package reads Mac Baron's H&H pure Latakia. That's not just Latakia?
No, there's more in it than Latakia.
Okay, hold on.
All right, well then there you go. Hey, I like it anyway. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's in my cellar. I have a couple of pounds of it. I love. It's Burley Latakia Oriental in Virginia.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Tim has been.
Hey, everybody! I don't know shit about tobacco,
but he makes great pipes, guys. Don't be fooled. So next on my list in the bulks that I have stocked, and I've never heard anybody else talk about it, but I think it's absolutely just a breathtakingly great blend. It's Red Odessa from Cornell and Deal.
Red Odessa.
Yep. So they make Odessa, and then there's Red Odessa. And Red Odessa is just a wonderful blend. It's Virginia Latakia, Perique, and Orientals. So it's right in my wheelhouse because if somebody put a gun to my head and said, what are your 2 favorite tobacco blenders? It would be Latakia and Perique. And it's just a wonderful, easy, all-day, fantastic smoke. It's $49 for 16 ounces. And you can buy an ounce.
It's a great ribbon cut too. That's a great deal.
Yeah, it's absolutely
got a nice mix of browns, light browns, and dark browns in that blend.
Yep, it does. And I have a pound of it from 2020 that I have aging, and I pulled a little bit out to have a bowl of it the other day, and it ages spectacularly. You know, when people talk about cellaring tobacco, if it doesn't have a high Virginia content, it's of my opinion that it doesn't cellar as well, because Virginia is the one that benefits the most from age. Burley, because it has a low sugar content. Latakia loses its little bit of its smoky flavor. But Virginia's specifically, and then Oriental second, are the two that age the most gracefully and elegantly. And when you find a blend that's got Virginias and Orientals in it, it will age magnificently, and it's just smooth like butter. So
like butter, smooth like butter.
All right, Mike, you're up.
All right. I do have we'll get to that later. This one might surprise you guys and or the listeners. I'm not exactly sure how popular it is amongst pipe smokers, but Quinn from Country Squire sent me a couple ounces of this. And it's called Bowser's Castle Level 2. Have you guys tried that?
I had some of that. It is wonderful.
It really is. And I jarred mine in August of 23. So it's still a fairly new tobacco. And it is an English blend. I'm going to open it up. This one is similar to, I hate saying this, but it is. It's similar to the Frogmorton Cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Like in every way. And I think it's an English aromatic. Man, it's got a little sort of cocoa vanilla smell to it, but not strong at all.
Mm-hmm. But it's,
and the Latakia is not overwhelming one bit, but you can smell it.
Mm-hmm. And don't, you know, if you're an anti-arrow guy, don't be afraid of Bowser's Castle, because it's not. It's a very subtle background.
It's not an aromatic at all.
No,
it's a sweet English is what I would classify it as.
Yep.
But according to their website, Bowser's Castle, I'm sure Nintendo will eventually sue them when they find this website. Level 2. It's an English blend that contains a Country Squire special blend of red and yellow Virginias. That's why I like it so much, because for some weird reason, I'm starting to get along with red and yellow Virginias.
No, you're not.
I am, dude. Not straight, but as a component of, obviously, English blends. With a healthy dose of Latakia matched with a small helping of Oriental and Burley tobaccos. And I don't know why. I'm going to take another smell of this. I don't know why I'm getting like that cocoa vanilla, more vanilla. I wonder if it's like the mix of Burleys and Oriental leaves in there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this stuff.
Yeah, Quinn
this
did.
Stuff is special.
Yeah, Quinn did an amazing job with that. It's just spectacular.
You know, like out of this is my number 4, right? And that's all I have. I this is what Quinn sent me. I've only had a few bowls of this, and I don't know why I don't smoke it more often. Stupid Sunset Harbor Flake. Out of the 5 I'm presenting today, you know, like get that one, man. Get Bowser's Castle Level 2. It's super affordable at, you know, $6.60 an ounce, or $65 for a pound. And that might seem a lot, right? If you compare it to the $50 mentions from smoking pipes, but Country Squire doesn't move the amount of tobacco that bigger retailers do. So you're going to pay a little bit more, worth every penny. This is just a tremendous blend.
Yep.
Bowser's Castle Level 2.
Well, I have 4 blends in my cellar from Country Squire, and I'm not disappointed by any of them. I absolutely love all 4, and I wish they'd bring back LaFleur's Bluff, because that was my favorite that they ever made. Spectacular vapor. So, All right, Tim, what's next on your list?
Well, moving on to Black Cavendish.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wide category that I like. So, off the shelf, Savinelli's Black Cavendish.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. But honestly, the flavor pales in comparison to the that Black Cavendish blend that you made for me. I keep pimping your tobacco. Sorry.
It's all right. Purposely try to avoid but
have
you tried Meteora? Because you like Balkans.
Yeah. I had Meteora and I'm out of it. I don't have any more. I don't know where you get it.
Yeah, Jim. He's out of it.
You dick.
Hold on, kids. I'm going to call Dionne Warwick and get a psychic friend on. If you tell.
How dare you?
Greta.
You ruined my childhood.
She's. Oh, boy. She's something else. I love
What an idiot. Have you seen that thing? It shows up on Instagram every once in a while. It's that guy that he and his wife, they had lions or something like that, and they got in trouble. He's just a real hick. He's got a mullet hairdo and
he's the guy in jail.
Tiger.
Yeah. The Tiger King. He anyway, murder.
Tiger King. Yeah.
Please
but
don't
they have her on there. Well, they have her on there. How dare you? Like that.
How dare you?
Then they flip to him, and he's got his hands on his waist. He goes, "Well, guess what, motherfucker?" And they got a like a monster truck doing a burnout or something, smoke going everywhere. They're great.
Well, I'm going to try to find that while you talk.
Yeah.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Yeah. All right. So next on my list, Newminster 400 Superior Navy Flake. Absolutely spectacular. 16 ounces is $44. This is the steal of the bulk blends. I absolutely, I think I have 4 pounds of it. I just love it. It's fantastic. It is that great summertime blend. Some people only like to smoke Virginias in the summer and they switch, but I really enjoy it. And I find it that is absolutely at its best when it's in a stacked billiard, a taller, thinner bowl. And it's just wonderful. So, and I have a couple of Newminster bulk blends that I really like. That we won't cover today, but I love English Orient and English Luxus too. But seeing how we've talked exclusively about Englishes and Balkans, I thought I'd throw out my 400 Superior Navy. So there you go. Mike, last one on your list.
So I thought about you when putting these 5 blends together, and I know you've mentioned already you have a love for Red Odessa.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think that this blend is on a lot of people's radar. It is mine. I'm almost out of it. So I'll need to buy more. It's a bulk blend by Cornell and Deal, and it's called Engine Number 99.
Oh.
That's all I have left. Means I need to probably buy more. I'm going to open this up and smell it. Ooh.
Oh, they got a good pop out of that one.
Yeah, I heard that. Huh? It hasn't been open for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it smells so good. Latakia, heavy. It's got burley, Latakia, Oriental Turkish Perique, and Virginia. And we get those components in a lot of English and Balkan and Oriental blends, actually, for that matter. But there's something about this that it's slightly sweet. The smell, kind of reminds me of McClellan's Cellar blend. Although I'm not comparing those two. But the reason I thought of you, Jim, and this is really affordable, great bulk tobacco. Again, an English blend made by Cornell and Deal. I thought of you because here's the notes on this blend. Engine 99 is a combination of Red Odessa, which itself is the same blend as Odessa, but with Red Virginia substituted for the Cavendish, cut burley, and the unpressed components of Pirate Cake. Anyway, the whole Red Odessa tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
So
very nice.
Don't go thinking this is a lap bomb because of the whole Pirate Cake comment, because it's not. So
yeah,
you'll definitely know you're smoking an English blend when you try Engine number 99 from Cornell and Deal.
All right. There you go. Tim, what's next on your list?
Well, I think this is the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an aromatic, believe it or not. And it's Autumn Evening.
Okay.
Cornell and Deal Autumn Evening.
Great aromatic.
If I'm going to smoke an aromatic, that's the one I'll go for. I've had that and have a tin or two of it around here. The cherry one from I can't think of the name of it.
Cold Blood Red Moon.
Cold Blood Red Moon. But that one has like no flavor whatsoever. You can smell it, but it doesn't taste like anything. To me, anyway, if I get it's like I'm just pulling air through the pipe. But I like the Autumn Evening. It's a sweet, nice sweet tobacco. The Virginia's in there. It's good. I like it. Nice tin note.
And it's available in bulk as well. And a 16-ounce bag is $49.32 at smokingpipes.com.
Nice.
So
I did not know that was a bulk blend. I've only purchased it in a tin. That's good to know.
Yep. My neighbor in South Carolina absolutely loved it. He and his wife didn't smoke a pipe, but she liked how Autumn Evening smelled. That was her favorite. So that's what he smoked a lot of. And when we would go down and chat, I smell Autumn Evening. I've had a couple of tins of it. It's very good tobacco. Not in my cellar, not something that I keep on hand, but good stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
All
very
right.
good.
Now, last for me, so I've long felt that between Pear George and Greg Pease are two of the best blenders on the planet, and I really lean into what Pear George has done. And Mac Barron has a blend called Bold Kentucky, and it's Burley's, Dark Fired Kentucky, and Virginia's, and it is absolutely a smooth, wonderful, great in the morning blend, great in the evening blend. I really like it. I think I have 5 or 6 pounds of it.
And it will put hair on your chest.
It is not for this. If you are faint of heart, this is not your blend. I want something delicate. Oh, here's Bold Kentucky. Try this. Yeah. No.
It's a punch in the face. Yeah.
Run the other direction.
Yeah. But it was one of those blends. A friend of mine, when I got back into pipe smoking in 2019, 2018, whatever it was, and he says, why don't you try a Burley blend? You smoke Maduros. You like something a little stouter, find something with Burley in it. And I had picked up Irish Flake, and I picked up Bold Kentucky and Old Dark Fired, and another blend that has slipped my mind. And I have all three of those in my cellar, but Bold Kentucky just jumped off the table at me. It's like, wow, this is absolutely fantastic. I love it. So there you go.
Those are puking in a wastebasket.
As an additive.
Huh?
And I like Kentucky's as an additive, like small amounts of it.
Yeah.
I think it gives a nice kick to certain tobaccos.
Yeah. I think that's why I like Acadian Perique so much, and that's why I made Port Marion, because both those blends have just a little bit of Dark Fired Kentucky in it, and it brings a depth and nuance out in both of those blends that's really strikes a chord with me. But it's not, Bold Kentucky is not for everybody. So, and it's
I have one, and it's what, Jim?
And it's expensive. It's right now it's $80 a pound, $81 a pound. So
it's a little on the high side.
Yeah, a little bit.
And not on my table, and I don't have any right now. but I have one more I want to talk about just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McNeil closed up McClellan, like I think it was in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And prices of those, they've become unicorn blends as well. They're very expensive, especially the Frog Morton series. And there were several different types of aromatic Englishes in that line of tobaccos. Before I discovered Sunset Harbor Flake, I had like 200 tins of Frog Morton Cellar. I'm not even kidding you. I loved that tobacco. And then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
And I sold like 150 of my tins for $5,000. It was crazy. But, money talks, man. Well, I had discovered a better blend, in my opinion. But if you're a newer pipe smoker and you've heard of McClellan blends and you're aware of the prices, especially for like the Frog Morton series of blends, in particular Frog Morton Cellar, I want you to consider Boswell Northwoods. It's obviously a Boswell blend, sort of I'm not gonna say it's a very complex English, but it is an English blend, Latakia with toasted Virginias, and it looks, feels, tastes, and smells just like Frog Morton Cellar. It's not an exact replacement, and I don't think that's what Boswell set out to do, because this blend has been around since like the early 80s, but it's nearly identical to Frog Morton Cellar, and it's pretty affordable at $5 an ounce.
Yeah. And, we've never really talked about Boswell's month much. And I have a couple of their blends. I have way more of it than I did a while ago, because that was one of the blends they stole when I moved. They got 16 ounces of it from me. And Craig, my friend at Craig Herzog, said, "Hey, don't worry about it. I live 10 minutes from Boswell's." And he sent me 16 ounces of it, just arbitrarily. Just, "Hey, sorry about your loss. Here you go. Here's 16 ounces of Northwoods." But they also have Magnum Blend, which is excellent. They have Countryside, which is excellent. And these are all in the theme of tobaccos that all three of us.
And like the Country Squire, this place has been around for like 50 years. So,
yeah.
And James Boswell still runs the place, still makes pipes, still blends tobacco. I first discovered them, and I discovered Northwoods in the Boswell English sampler that I purchased. They still sell that. It's 8 different sample blends, like one ounce pouches, and that's where I discovered Northwoods. And I'm like, wait a minute, this sure tastes a lot like McClellan's Frog Morton Cellar. So I started buying Northwoods instead, because it was way more affordable and tasted almost exactly the same. Yeah.
There's one more I want to throw out because I really like it as well, and it's from Cornell and Deal, and it's Star of the East. And I have Star of the East Flake, and I have Star of the East, just the ribbon cut, and I like the ribbon cut better. And it's hard for Jimmy press everything. Yeah, I understand, but the Star of the East is just better.
It's a very good blend, but it is Latakia heavy. And I mean, I don't have a problem with that personally. Tim, you probably will like it if you thought you were smoking 100% Latakia earlier.
Yeah.
Bring it up. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But it's under $50 for 16 ounces. It's again, Latakia, Oriental, Virginia, great blend in bulk. And again, you can buy an ounce of it.
I want you guys to know that I caught a lot of negative heat from my appearance on the episode I appeared on. I don't watch or listen back to these things because I sound like an idiot, but I'm drinking man beer today and not girly.
Blue Moon.
Oh, there you
go. Some people may say,
you have fruit in that? You put fruit in it?
No, I put peaches.
Oh, I put peaches. People that drink that, did you?
It's more of a
Mike, are you trying to come back from the Fireball thing? Because Jay was all over you on that when we had Jay on.
What a dick. Jay's a one of those. So let me text my wife to beer me.
I hear that Blue Moon, they infuse that with unicorn farts.
You dick. I'm texting my wife right now to bring me a beer. Watch. All right. In a in about 1 minute, she'll be handing me a beer through the door here.
There
I
you
got
go.
her well trained.
The hand goes in, goes back
Anyway,
out.
I'm drinking beer today instead of that floofy female.
So since the last time we talked, my granddaughter turned 21.
Oh, congratulations to her.
And her dad, being her dad, who is very similar to me, although there's no blood connection, called me up and said, yeah, she can have her first legal drink tonight. And then he just texts me a picture of a handle of Fireball. And I'm like, oh, every good decision.
Oh, God.
Every good decision starts with Fireball. And then about 2 hours later, he texts me this 10-second clip of my granddaughter trying to karaoke after being into the Fireball. It's like every good decision.
Well, she enjoys Fireball. Tell her to look up Fireball Old Fashions.
Ooh,
dude, you guys are men, and you'll even like that drink.
I like it. Sorry,
you like
an
old
fashioned, but I don't know about cinnamon.
Just try it,
I love cinnamon.
Dude. Just try it.
I absolutely love cinnamon.
You can make cinnamon rolls with Fireball as well. We've tried that.
That's what I imagine. Yeah.
There you go. See,
which would make sense, right?
Yeah. So if you're giving my crap about Fireball,
wait, the door is opening. I'm getting my beer.
Look at this.
Hold on. She's here.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. And I have about every flavor of bitters imaginable. I think I have 22 different flavors of bitters. And I got cardamom bitters, and I have no idea what to put it on.
So I know you guys have other things to go over, and we will do that. But I have started my component list for Dragon's Breath.
Oh,
Jim.
Well, hang on. Let me get...
No, you don't have to write anything down. I'm going to make this available to you once I'm done with it.
Okay.
Right now, there's only two components in it, but there's going to be probably up to 6. Right now, I have Turkish Latakia and Red Virginias.
Okay.
I still have to. It takes me a while to think about what I want and what I think would work well together. But I am making progress on Dragon's Breath.
All right. Well, I will whip that up. Now, as of Wednesday this week, I'm done till we get to Florida.
Perfect. By the time you get to Florida, I may be done with the recipe.
And I actually wanted to talk to you because I'd like to get the ESF logo. And instead of custom tobacco blends, I'd like to have St. Augustine, Florida at the bottom.
I can do that. We'll talk offline.
Yeah. So, but I just wanted to have one of those whipped up.
As I am a Photoshop expert.
And I have all of the rudimentary skills of a Parkinson's patient. Yeah. Jim, you're shaking violently. Why can't you print a label? Because I do not.
Michael J. Fox.
Sign your name, Jim. What is this, an echocardiogram? What the hell is this? Shut up. It's my signature.
That Borat clip where he says,
nice.
giving women the right to vote, like handing a machine gun to a monkey. Very dangerous.
That away. And remember, kids, if you have a problem with anything Tim says, please refer to the Pipe Cottage.
Nobody listens to me anyway. Right. There you go.
What in the world is going on with the Pipe Cottage? I don't want to know. So first off, something about me. I don't get involved in drama. But I love watching it unfold.
Well, so as we've had Alan on, and he is a very eloquent speaker, and he's a very knowledgeable person, but he is very Southern, and his views on certain things rub other people the wrong way, and he has crawled into Kurt at Walker Pipe's ear, and is living there rent free. Kurt can't go 3 hours without posting something to YouTube. Oh, look what Alan did now. And one of the things that really set him off was that Alan was talking about a a Confederate general named Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was
Name who?
Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Oh, good old Mr. Forrest. Okay.
Yeah. So Nathan Bedford Forrest, for those of you who don't know that haven't read history, was
selection that you like based on what you've had.
Sorry, that's all right. So Nathan Bedford Forrest was one of the greatest cavalry commanders that ever lived. His tactics are still being taught at West Point for troop movements. He was absolutely a genius, well ahead of his time, and did things that were amazing. The downside to Nathan Bedford Forrest was that he was also the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, which, okay, you can't look at history through the lens of
somebody
today.
has to do it.
Yeah,
though,
that's
Jim.
right.
Come on.
Yeah,
somebody has to do it.
Somebody had to do it, and it was him. And I
Fred
actually,
Flintstone was the Grand Poobah of the Elks Lodge.
yeah,
It's a position that someone has to do.
that's right. And I actually read Forrest's autobiography, or his biography. Very well written, and it talked mostly, but it did bring it up. And he wasn't in the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK for very long, but he was in it. He was the Grand Wizard, and it makes him a despicable figure in people that don't understand the historical point of view of what the South was and what the North was.
Lou Gehrig was one of the greatest baseball players to ever grace the field.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was a Class A racist asshole.
Ty Cobb was one of the
Ty
fiercest.
Cobb was a real prick.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
What a prick.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look,
the problem is that like everything's all or nothing today.
Look,
right?
Just because you have a platform to talk on doesn't mean you should talk on it.
Well said.
Just because you can podcast doesn't mean you should podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like keep your business, keep your personal business. And this has nothing to do with the gentleman you're talking about. This is sort of a wider, broader sort of comment. If you're going to put yourself out there as a podcaster, as somebody who is an influencer in whatever it is you're interested in, keep your personal thoughts and opinions to yourself, be it on sexual preference, be it on religion. That's not why your audience is watching you. So you shouldn't be bringing those things and making an asshole of yourself. Again, that's just a very broad statement, not pointing fingers at anybody for anything whatsoever. That's how Jay and I approach Pipe and Tamper, and how we post publicly to either YouTube or Instagram. Look, we don't very rarely talk about politics or any of the drama happening in our wonderful community.
No.
A couple of years ago, we went to a John Mellencamp show, and I just knew we were going to get a lecture. Sure as hell, 20 minutes into the thing, and we're getting a lecture. And all I can think is,
Jr. or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, shut the fuck up and just sing.
Play
That's
your
why
music.
I bought the ticket. Just play.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you think.
That's exactly my point.
Nobody cares what I think. I don't care what you think.
Yeah, play your music.
So here's where I'm at in all of this. I'm a First Amendment absolutist. You can say whatever you want, and I can turn you off anytime I choose.
You don't have to listen.
Right.
Hey, here's something I don't like. Click.
If somebody says something that completely repulses you, you have the option to never, ever listen again.
That's exactly right.
That's
when somebody's saying things that are just, you find them ridiculous, why waste your time going on, some sort of public platform and trying to change their mind?
Hey,
they're probably just dogging you.
Let's move on and quit talking about
bullshit.
Drama.
Bullshit. I did make 3 new blends this week, as long as we're talking about, because I came home late Tuesday night. I was really tired and sat in the office. And my son was helping me pack some stuff up, and he says, "Hey, what have you ever used grapefruit bitters on?" And I said, "Absolutely nothing. I don't have a blend with it." He goes, "Well, you need to do something." And because I was in Texas, and I started reading about where the most grapefruits are grown, and you would think that California would have been number 1 or number 2 on the list. They're not. They're number 3. Florida's number 1. Texas is number 2. And they grow it. Almost all the grapefruit are grown in the Rio Grande Valley. So I came up with Rio Grande Valley. And it is a Virginia Cavendish, little bit of burley, no Perique in this one, just and grapefruit bitters. And it is a fantastic light summer blend.
Nice.
I really like how bitters imparts the flavor, but it doesn't overwhelm anything. You know, when
and of all bitters, grapefruit. Like, who would think of that?
You know where I came up with this? I didn't. Kane Addison, a friend of the show and a friend of mine, called me up and says, "Hey, what have you done with bitters?" I said, "Absolutely nothing." And every time a new bitters comes out, I get a message from him that says, "Hey, you need to try molasses bitters. You need to try, cardamom. You need to try." And that's how I got started in it, because somebody made the suggestion. And plum bitters and grapefruit bitters and Angostura and Peychaud's just impart this wonderful flavor without.
So after I smoke your plum bitter tobacco, will I have to go poop real bad?
There are 2 recommendations. One, try to do it at like a public facility, a rest stop or a gas station where they have the handles on the wall.
Don't sneeze. Whatever you do, don't sneeze.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's funny.
What would somebody use cardamom bitters in? What kind of drink would have cardamom bitters?
My ex-wife is really bitter. Can you use her in a tobacco?
Yeah, and we will call that one Salty Wife. But no, I put the wrong one. No, actually, I lied. Rio Grande Valley does have Perique in it. Perique, Black Cavendish, Rustica, and a couple of Virginias and grapefruit bitters. Just fantastic blend. Very fruity, nice, easygoing. And then I made a blend called Dahlonega, which is in my something different series of blends. And I put plum bitters on this. It'll actually go in the bitters, but when I initially made it, I thought I'm going to put it in something different. But it is dark air-cured Virginia, Perique, Tennessee, Kentucky dark fired, ripe Virginia, Kentucky burley that's cased with molasses, stoved red Virginia, Latakia, and plum bitters. And
you got a lot of stuff in that blend.
Yeah, I do. And then the last thing I made, I was just looking at Florida, and I'm wearing my Florida hat tonight. And I came up with Edison Bridge, which is going to go in the bitters collection as well. It's Basma, Izmir, Krumavgrad, a red Virginia, Latakia, and another red Virginia. So there's 2 red Virginias, the 3 Orientals, Latakia, and it has Angostura aromatic bitters on it. And it is really...
And is that the state of Florida on the image there?
Yep. Yes, it is. And I'll hold that back on.
I'm glad to see you're doing your own Photoshop these days.
Yeah. So, and it'll go in the Southern States Bitters collection. So that's what I made this week. Tim, what new pipes did you make this week?
I haven't made many pipes this week. It's just been so damn hot here. I finished this one today. I've been working on commissions, So here's a bed pipe. I'm trying to make pipes for
like you can't make your mind up on what to do. So you do a little bit of everything.
It's paneled on one side, smooth
on the other.
Blasted. Yeah, just a little bit of everything.
Everything.
I don't think it's blasted. I think it's rusticated.
Blasted.
Okay.
No, it's not blasted. It's burr cut.
Told you, rusticated.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, trying to get pipes made for the Columbus show, which is coming up in 4 weeks? Something like that.
Better get to it.
Yeah. Get after it, son. You're going to have a table there with nothing on it. So fun times.
You can put stickers on it.
Right. Get some Latakia, some pure Latakia, put that out there.
There we go.
So about 5 months ago, I got on Jesse Culp's commission list. And it took him a hot minute. He's Elephant Pipes. If you're on Instagram, he's absolutely a fantastic artisan. And he made me this beautiful Dublin red and black Cumberland stem, smooth top, rusticated sides. It's just a very elegant looking pipe. And he actually rusticated it so it went, it's like you can see here that it's kind of got a cross, the cross grain and the vertical.
Yeah, the rustication mimics a blast, really.
Yep. And it's really just something completely different. Really liked it. And that showed up while I was in a hurricane. So there you go. And
that
absolutely love it. And smoke a ton of it. So
great.
That's all
nice
I got. Tim, we got some comments from our last episode where we gave away the pipe. So J Nuts 7016.
That's nice. D's brother.
Yes. Thanks for the last great episode. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Thank you, gentlemen, for another fantastic video. Smokestacks, Garrett, who finished up his 100 blends in 100 days series. If you haven't seen that, it's very interesting.
That YouTube channel, for some weird reason, I have no idea why, because I don't watch pipe content on YouTube, popped up in my feed.
Yeah.
And I watched it.
What?
Why not?
Yeah. Garrett and Katie,
It put me to sleep, but I did watch part of it.
And I was kind of bummed.
I think it's a unique idea. 100 blends in 100 days.
Yeah. And they went through it, and then they did the final episode, and they went through their top 20. They had 25 blends out. That was the top 25 of the 100. And then they picked
look, it's not very often you have the support of your loved one, your spouse, in this hobby.
Yeah.
And that's a tremendous thing to have.
Yeah. So, atta girl, Katie. Well done. We're very proud of
Katie.
you. We're very proud of you and Garrett. You guys did a great job.
I just want to put forth a challenge: 365 tobaccos in 365 days next.
Yeah. And Garrett's young enough that he could actually do all 7,576 and live to get to the end of it, where if we started right now, we will all be dead before we get to.
We will make it. Are you saying I'm not going to live to be 10 years older than what I am now?
Well, if you do one a day, 365 days, and you have 7,576, that puts it right in that 25-year mark, Mike. You're going to...
Okay.
So that you're going to be deep in your 80s, just like I am.
Okay, I'm good if I croak at that time.
Yeah. So.
Hey, did you see Richard Simmons died?
Yep.
He did.
Yeah. A terrible loss for.
Did you see the president got shot at?
I didn't see that. I didn't catch that.
I'm waiting for that terrible loss comment. No? Okay.
No. I
didn't see
wrong
that.
crowd. The conspiracy theorists are in this crowd, and we all think it was an inside job.
Did you see that Biden lost his mind? Anyway, continue with your comment.
Terry Brewster. Okay, that was hilarious. Some great jokes. Never a disappointment when it's make us laugh. Thanks for a great show. Yusuf Syed, who, by the way, is just as one of the most wholesome channels on YouTube for pipe content. He's just a great guy. Absolutely love Yusuf. Good evening,
From
gents.
South Africa, right? If I recall.
South Africa, yep.
Yeah.
Good evening, gents. Awesome video. Thanks for sharing. Congrats to the winner. Hilarious jokes. Have a wonderful day, and greetings from South Africa.
I'm aware of him because he watches all the Pipe and Tamper videos as well.
And comments.
He always comments. We appreciate that.
Yeah, just a great guy. Simple Georgian, Willie Lee, should be back in town. Get his custom blend Old Confederate and see what he thinks of it. Congrats to the winner. Great show as always. I agree with not watching TV anymore. I'm wired to consistently learn something. Therefore, I don't watch TV. Furthermore, I'm a big proponent of kicking all the politicians out of office, both sides.
Hey, you know what?
I don't think you're alone there, pal.
There are 535 people that really need to go home forever.
Right. It's not a cult, and it's an experience.
It's an opportunity. Yeah,
or an opportunity.
That's right.
Speaking of, I heard a joke today.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
Geez.
What did Helen Keller name her son?
Go ahead. It's so wrong. Kurt's going to be making videos about us. So anyway, back to Willie Lee. Thanks for the time you both put into the podcast. All right. Glad to hear you both.
Okay, you're welcome.
You're more than welcome. We just get on and whatever happens, happens.
It's the very least. It's the very least I could do. The very least I could do.
It's absolutely the very least I can do.
Glad to hear you both had multiple votes for multiple categories in the Pipe Awards. Awesome. Thank you.
What are the Pipe Awards?
The Pipe Awards were Flat Cap Piper.
I'm so disconnected. It's not even funny.
Mike, welcome to the YTPC. So,
oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah. So Flat Cap Piper, there were 16 categories, and
we didn't win shit. Nothing.
But being nominated is an honor.
Yes, and Tim and I were nominated for Best Podcast, and I was nominated.
Clearly, they don't listen to any other pipe podcasts.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't a category.
Yeah, and we did, and surprisingly enough, we didn't win. Get Piped won.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, you guys were nominated. We were nominated.
We were nominated. That's funny.
Justin and Nate were nominated. There were a couple.
How come they don't reach out to the nominees and say, "Hey, you were nominated. You should mention this on your podcast"? Well, personally, I wouldn't mention it.
We just
but
did.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So for next year,
and did we mention we didn't get shit?
Yeah, you mentioned that right at the top there, pal. I think that's an interesting thing to do. It's sort of like the Academy Awards, like the Oscar show, right? For specific YouTube content.
Yep, it is. So this is all just the YTPC. So the YouTube, pipe content. And
they should have a category for 75 IQ and below.
So you're telling me you guys were nominated, and I'm finding out now for the first time that Pipe and Tamper was nominated, and Get Piped won that nomination?
Get Piped won Best Podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no comment.
There we go. So I am.
No, it's well deserved. Those guys are tremendous.
Adam and Nick put a way more effort than we do.
Like, talk about pipe production, like hours spent on your podcast for like 3 listeners a week. I don't know if it's worth it.
Good on them. I'm probably not going to write.
Congratulations to all the winners, actually.
Yeah, they had Best Beard in the YTPC.
Okay. Were you nominated for that?
No, I was not.
Tim wasn't.
No, I was not nominated. So
okay.
And
who won that Best Beard? Nate. Nate's got a dandy beard.
No, it wasn't Nate. It was one of the British guys. And then Best Artisan Pipe Maker. Best foreign pipe maker, someone outside the U.S., best foreign YouTube channel, and Simon took both of those awards from LCS Briars, and he was a fantastic guest too. So
I was not aware that this existed. So
yeah, it's been going on for several years now. So
okay,
and I just happened to stumble upon it, and off we go.
Well, it's nice that you guys were nominated, and congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah.
And we could joke till we're blue in the face. Content is, it's fun to make. It can be difficult to make, and to do it week after week after week, nonstop without missing a week for years. Get Piped is doing that, so they deserve to win that category.
Yeah. Yep. And
I mean, he put some production effort into that thing too.
They both do. Absolutely.
I couldn't even imagine doing that.
Oh yeah, no.
no, we're pretty
Hit
excited
record.
when our episode gets loaded 4 days later. You know, it's just
Hit record and release right immediately
I know.
afterward.
yeah.
I know.
2 more comments. Blake Pipes, with a guest or not, you guys knock it out of the park. Just made my Sunday night entertainment as I fell asleep. I only remember hitting play, so it became my Monday morning laugh fest for me. Thank you guys for keeping me wanting to stay in bed this morning after I hurt myself laughing with all the jokes. We got to get Blake Pipes on. I got to.
Is he laughing at Tim's jokes? I'm wondering.
Well, no, we had to make us laugh.
Impossible.
No.
Oh.
No, that's Tim and I are devoid of humor. We
If you
rely
laugh
on
at my jokes, you're going to hell.
Hey, you guys, it's 90 minutes. I got to go.
Okay.
There we go. Well, no, actually, we are coming in right now. We have been recording for 1 minute, 29 seconds. So I can finish up the last one. Time Bomb, 1251. This is going back to Jay's episode, which I believe was episode 43. Jay, what a legend. Sounds like you need to send him a gray bow, Jim. Yeah, I can't believe Jay doesn't have any gray bows.
He doesn't?
No.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, so.
Well, it's a factory pipe. It's a cheap factory pipe. That's why he doesn't own one.
He's a pipe snob.
Oh, yeah. He's absolutely a pipe snob. He'll argue that, but he's wrong.
You know, I actually, I've talked about it ad nauseum. I love restoring, factory pipes, K-Woodies, Graybow, Medicos. I've got
That's my preferred smoking pipe or factory pipes.
Yeah.
The very first pipe I bought in 2016, in February of 2016, was the Dr. Graybow.
Mm-hmm.
I got it on Amazon, and I bought a pipe, and I went to pipesandcigars.com and bought a sampler pack of aromatic tobaccos. And they all came, and I was super excited. I didn't buy a Tamper because I didn't know what a Tamper was. I didn't know. I knew what a Tamper was. I thought, I don't really need one of these. So I dug up a nail in the garage that I still use to this very day. And the Dr. Graybow smoked horribly. And peach cobbler tobacco is not good. Apple pie.
Well, you mentioned that the last time I were on. Anything that has pastry and fruit flavor in it is just passerby.
Lemon meringue tobacco is not good at all. Banana custard cream is terrible. But I chalked the experience up to probably not a very good pipe, but more so just terrible gooey aromatics and not knowing anything about it. And I did not give up. So
no.
And then I bought a real briar pipe and a tin of Mac Baren. Boy, what was it? It was a Virginia blend, and it was really delicious. It smelled incredible. I just forget the name of it.
Virginia Flake?
It wasn't Virginia Flake. I forget the name of it. Pretty popular blend, though. Had a blue and white tin. No, it's Mac Baren. And blue something. Anyway, because I didn't give up and I bought a real briar pipe with pipe cleaners, and I bought a decent soft flame lighter, that changed everything for me. So
there you go.
Don't give up after the first try if you're unhappy with the situation.
That's right. Yeah. That's why, Jay and I kind of went back and forth on it. When people ask me, what should I try smoking tobacco? Pick 3 different styles of tobacco. Grab an English, grab a vapor, grab, a Burley, a Navy, and just start your experiment there. Everybody starts off, I want an aromatic because it smells pretty in the tin. And then you put it in the pipe and it's like, oh, this is flaming skunk ass and tastes nothing like the tin note.
But you can go that route. And most people do. You can go aromatic. You just got to be careful about the aromatic that you go with.
Don't be surprised if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Right. And Tim brought up Autumn Evening as one of his favorites. Like that's the right aromatic to start with. Autumn Evening.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And even
I
Blood
think
Red
you can't
Moon.
go wrong with that.
Even Blood Red Moon, that cherry chocolate is a pretty good blend. I mean, I don't have all positive things to say about that, even though I have a little bit of it here and I still like it, still smoke it on occasion. It's a blend I would recommend you begin with because it's a very pleasant aromatic.
Yeah, there's nothing off-putting about it.
No,
There's just
exactly.
there's just nothing incredible about it, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. That's if somebody asks me for an aromatic, I send them to Blue Note every time. I want to try an aromatic. Why do you like Blue Note? Well, a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of citrus. I think it's blood orange that they use, and it's you can still taste the tobacco. So, that's why there are 7,576 blends, because there's something for everybody. You just have to find it.
I'm going to log into Pipes and Cigars real quick, and I know I said I wanted to do this in 90 minutes, but I know it's impossible with this podcast. I'm going to go to. I'm curious about that, and I'm pretty sure I bought it at Pipes and Cigars because I wasn't aware of any other websites that sold tobacco stuff. Let me go to my account. Should have a history, right, of my account?
Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah, it's on there.
Orders, order history. There we go. Why isn't it working? Well, apparently it doesn't keep track of your order history if you don't order frequently. So I have no history on Pipes and Cigars because I haven't ordered anything from that website in years.
They have some things that nobody else has, that's not readily available outside of some brick and mortars, which is why I use them. But their customer service is atrocious. And if you're currently in school,
I found the first real tobacco that I tried, and it's Plum Cake Navy Blend.
Oh yeah, from Mac Baron.
Yeah,
I have that in bulk. I love it. In fact, that's one of my top 5 non-ESF blends. I love Plum Cake.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah,
and that's what got me, that blend right there. Even though I no longer like Virginia's, that's the blend that got me hooked on pipe smoking, along with a real briar pipe.
Yeah, you're throwing a little shade there at the Graybo.
There's nothing wrong with Graybos.
Pipe snob.
It's just, and I don't really attribute my experience to the pipe. I attribute it to 2 things: my inexperience with pipe smoking, first off, and horrible, terrible, fruity aromatic.
Yeah,
right. I can buy this in bulk,
like smoking a toilet cake.
Yeah,
a urinal cake in your pipe.
I can buy
16 urinal cake.
Yeah, I can buy 16 ounces for $9. Ooh,
let's do it.
Better.
It's dry as the Sahara Desert, but I got 16 ounces for $9.
Yep. So I'm actually on Smoking Pipes right now, looking at the top 25 best-selling bulk blends right now. Anybody want to guess what's number 1?
I'm going to say it's probably Burley Base. It's probably Haunted Bookshop.
No.
Am I close?
Not at all.
Is Haunted Bookshop even in the list? This is super popular, disgustingly gross Burley.
Haunted Bookshop, I don't believe is a bulk blend.
I think you're wrong there, buddy. Anyway, what's the number 1?
Lane 1Q.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's a good blend.
And here's where it gets, I never would have thought that Peter Stockaby's Luxury Bullseye Flake would be number 2.
Oh, I would have guessed that.
Okay. Number 3 is Peter Stockaby's 400 Luxury Navy. So
nice.
And then number 4 is, and here's one that I haven't had, Gowith and Hogarth Best Brown Flake.
Okay. A lot of Virginias up front there.
Yep.
So Cornell and Deal does make Haunted Bookshop in bulk, and it's $49.32 per pound.
It just didn't make. It
It
did not
didn't make their top list, huh?
Didn't make the top
I'm
20.
surprised. I think that's a blend you either love or just hate.
I think y'all know what
I don't
camp
think
I'm in.
I don't think there's an in between with Haunted Bookshop. Love the name.
Yeah. To be honest, that and the tin art is what convinced me, and then all the ratings where everybody's like, "This is the greatest blend ever," and I had 2 bowls of it.
I want since Castle's since Browser's Castle Level 2 exists through Country Squire, I'd like to see a Luigi's Haunted Mansion blend.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I just wanted to get
Tastes like
sued by
pizza?
Nintendo.
It tastes like pizza.
It tastes like pizza.
And I pulled up the top 25 tins because it's different, different list.
Haunted Bookshop #1.
Also not on the list. Haunted Bookshop is not on the list.
Damn you.
But Captain Black Original made number 20.
That's not a bad blend, you guys. Captain Black blends are not that. They're actually pretty good.
I like the gold one.
The gold's fantastic.
Captain Black Gold.
I love original. I have 2 pounds of original in my cellar.
Like all our granddads smoked that. You know this.
Yeah. That was my grandfather's backup blend. If he couldn't find M4 Blue, he smoked Captain Black.
If he couldn't find Sunset Harbor Flake, he went with Captain Black.
That's right. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting from the tins because obviously, so 8 State Burley is number 1. And then Davidoff Flake Medallion, which I've never had. Just Virginia coins. Orla Golden Slice.
I've had a couple Davidoff blends. They're pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, they're more or less known for their cigars than they are their pipe tobacco, but.
Yep. Orla Golden Slice, number 3. Horizons, number 4. My Mixture, 965. Nightcap, Early Morning Pipe.
All the classics, man.
Yeah. Jay's beloved Escudos, 9.
And I'm going to assume those are all based on sales figures.
Correct.
Yep.
Mac Baron, Pure Virginia. Seattle Pipe Club, Plum Pudding Special. Orla Golden Slice shows up twice because the 100-gram tin outsells the 50-gram tin. Samuel Gowith's Perfection Mixture. 3 Nuns. Just kind of scrolling through the list. GLP's Quiet Nights, which is one of my top 10 blends. Balkan Sassany, which is another one of my top 10 blends. And then Mac Baron's Old Dark Fire is number 25. So there you go. That's what's.
Yeah, the Quiet Nights. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I could have. Yeah.
You guys tried Quiet Nights. I think it's gold.
I have not had
that.
I haven't either.
Let's see. Hold on a second here. Let's go to Mr. P's and see what. I didn't even know he made a Quiet Nights.
Yeah.
I knew he made Quiet Nights, but I didn't know that there's a Quiet Nights Gold.
I believe there is.
No, just Quiet Nights, and well, at least on.
What am I thinking then?
There's a Captain Black Gold. I know that.
I'm definitely not thinking Captain Black. Let me go to. You guys can continue. I'm just going to search here.
All right. So anyway, because I will be moving, we'll do a show next week. Have no idea who we're going to have on. We like to be surprised, just like you guys are. We'll come up with a contest that we'll talk about, and that'll be our first giveaway. I'm thinking maybe we hold the pipes until we have Austin back on and do Veterans Day.
That'd be good.
That way we give away
like
3 pipes. Maybe 4.
Yeah, I like that idea.
All right. And we have no idea what the contest will be. I really liked the submissions last time.
That was good.
Under 2. So there we go. Did you find Quiet Nights Gold?
No, I'm thinking clearly of something else.
All right. Fair enough. Well, Mike, thank you for a fantastic second visit. We really enjoyed it. Loved hearing about the blends that you like. I think we're all in the same camp as to what we like. So a lot of crossover in what we talked about. We like Latakia and we like Virginias and we like Orientals. So
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on, fellas. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you can catch Mike at Pipe and Tamper. New episode just posted today. It's Sunday. We're recording on Sunday night. It's up. It'll been up for 5 days, but absolutely a fantastic show. And Jay and Mike have been instrumental in helping me through my journey as a blender, and I cannot say thank you enough. And look forward to bringing out Dragon's Breath, a collaboration with Mike. Probably sometime
once you're in Florida, wherever it is you end up moving to, and settled, I will have components and percentages. I'll have the math done for you.
Okay.
At that point, I'll put together some artwork and we'll get that done.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, again, thank you so much, and y'all have a great.
Yeah, Mike, thanks. Good seeing
you. You're welcome, guys. Good seeing you, Tim.
Alrighty. Later on.